Good evening, I'm Paul Adler. Attacked on the job. It's a stark reality for nurses. Punched, kicked, and slapped. It's becoming all too common in places of care. National trends show increasing rates of workplace violence in healthcare, and hospitals right here in the Ozarks, no exception. On your sides, Ashley Reynolds shares a local nurse's story and what's being done about the problem.
Don't get me wrong, it has crossed my mind of, is my life worth this job? Because there's times where, in that moment, I was that fearful for my life.
Mercy ER nurse Christine Anderson thought she might die while taking care of a patient. She was attacked last summer by someone she called a regular in the ER.
They were there for self-harm, and this individual attacked me in front of multiple coworkers and essentially threatened to kill me, put her hands on me, threw me around the room, pulled my hair out, spat in my face, spat on my shirt. Her hands and my hair kind of like this. It was trying to throw my head against the wall. And the public safety team, essentially the officer, put his arm between my head and the wall so she couldn't, my head was slamming his arm.
So he was your buffer?
He was my buffer.
She decided to file a police report. The woman was charged with assault. The case is pending. And that was not the first time she was brutally attacked.
I had a patient throw me through a glass wall about 12 years ago and put me in the ER. It's not okay for us to be fearful to come to work to care for patients in need.
It's just not part of the job, and we have to do better.
That's Michelle Holt, Director of Nursing.
Think back to when you were in nursing school. Did they ever talk about this?
No. No, I would have never imagined that our nurses and caregivers in general would face such a thing.
How common is it?
It's very common.
Like every day?
I would say, yeah.
On your side, pulled the numbers. Springfield police say within the last year, there were 38 reported assaults on hospital workers at Cox North. At Cox South, 43. Mercy had the highest number of reported assaults, 48.
And that's just what's reported. I mean, so many things, I get smacked. I move on with my day to take care of the rest of my patients, right?
Hull also says some nurses are hesitant to file police reports and follow through with court proceedings because they often must share their info, like their name and address. Mercy has what's called BERT. That's a behavioral intervention response team. When there's a problem, trained nurses, public safety, and management answer the call to help. There's increased training for high-risk areas like the ER, ICUs, and behavioral health. Hull says every attack is investigated to better prepare for the next one.
And we have seen nurses leave the bedside, nursing altogether, just because violence has become such an issue. You hear nurses say sometimes that it's part of the job, and it's just not. It's not part of the job.
Should there be stricter punishment for those who harm you?
Those that knowingly harm us, that are vindictive in their actions, I feel like that our judicial system doesn't always prosecute those individuals.
It's a community problem, it's a crisis, and it's going to take everybody to speak up.
Mercy has representation in Jeff City to support legislation that better protects special victims like nurses. And by the way, Cox Health and Citizens Memorial Hospital declined our request for an on-camera interview, but sent us statements. You can read those right now on our news app. Paul.
All right, Ashley, the increase